and get the most guacked up burrito that you possibly can and take a crazy photo and send it to us and we'll fucking repost it.
The guacarito.
The guacarito.
Welcome to Joy Tactics, the podcast dedicated to all things joyful, joyous, and meeting as many celebrities as humanly possible. Hosted by Eric Rahill, Nate Veroni, and Jack Bensinger. Enjoy.
All right, it's about 2 a.m. We are at the Ocean Casino Resort, and it's our last night in Atlantic City. And we're just doing a post-mortem on sort of what occurred here.
So, as you can tell just from the tone of our voice, straight up, that our journey was not a success in many ways.
We kind of trusted that we would be taken care of by the universe, and we've been let down harder than some professional boxers.
What's so fucked up about this is that last night, because last night we probably have a clip that maybe we've already played or we will play about me talking about the duality of luck.
Yeah.
To where, sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, sometimes this, sometimes that. Tonight, it was so weird. It's almost like they had cameras on us. And it makes me think that all the casinos are connected because we went to about 5 different casinos. And at every single one, loss.
It was weird. It was just weird. It was just odd.
It was suspicious.
It was just like, oh, really?
How can we be losing this hard at every single fucking slot machine, at every table we go to?
Yeah.
It's just fucked up that, because we were winning at one point. At one point, it was winning. Up. I can't believe that this casino is giving us this money right now. And then it's just crashing down.
Boom.
And meanwhile, everybody else around us is caking out. I'm like, are we the only freaking people? Everybody else
Right,
here
that
is
guy
like
at our table.
some weird person that works for the casino. We're actually the only fucking people in this whole town that are real.
Well, because let's walk the listeners through what happened yesterday. We get in last night. We do the casinos. And you heard me, every time the slot machine made a noise, I'd go gling, 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 gling. I'd make the noise back. And I was making that noise hella last night.
Yeah, maybe too much, yeah. But.
And then we get to the 3-card poker at the resort casino. It's called Resort.
Yeah, it is.
And it was $5 limit, or $5 minimum, meaning that you only had to play $5 per hand. Amazing. Yeah. Amazing. You can last for a while, just be chilling. And Jack and Nate learn how to play. Our plan. I get down to my last, but I'm having fun, and I'm going up and down, which is what I feel like gambling should be.
Up and down.
Up and down. Then I'm getting down to my last chips. And I get down to literally my last hand. And what happens? What did I get, Jack? A straight flush.
A flush.
This is what every...
Straight flush. That means consecutive, all same flush.
Every single gambling addict dreams of this moment where they are down to their last fucking penny, right, and the gambling gods grace you with a crazy ass, statistically unlikely win. And Eric got that. Some crazy. It was insane. You didn't even know what you were winning. Like,
no,
I didn't even. You were shocked by it.
And by the way, you guys knew even less of what I was winning because I was paying a little more attention. But I put $100 down on the table. I was down to my last $5 for that bet. Boink. Put it down. Oh, she goes, oh my God. She can't believe it. She was shocked. She pulls out not one, but $200 chips. She pulls out not one, but two $25 chips. Then she pulls out not one, but 2 or 3 or 4 $5 chips. So I got $270 in chips. I said, this is a sign from God. Good night. And what did we do? We left the casino.
Cashed out on a high.
On a high. Here we fucking go. We're in Atlantic City. It's time to rock out. And then we went to bed.
And then the next day is a little day called Friday. Now, this is a different day of the week because you come in on a weekday and they see you. They look at how many days you're staying in the hotel. Okay, Eric Rahill has booked 2 nights at the whatever Oceanic Casino. Yep. So night number 1, let's lure him in a little bit. Let's give him something. Let's let him win a little bit.
Yeah.
We have his information, his social security, his profile picture.
Yeah, they got too much.
They got cameras on him. And then by the end of okay, night number 2 is his last night. Now, let's fuck him up. Let's let him see the real cards we have. Let's put aces on the table against him. Let's put a pair of 2s on the table against him. And meanwhile, I'm collateral damage. Actually, I didn't lose that much.
How much did you lose?
$400. All right, I lost.
That's a lot of money. I
lost a lot of money.
Let's just be honest about the money.
Let's just be honest. Let's just be straight up. Let's not even just. Let's let people know.
Yeah.
Like, not a lot of people will do this, where they will let you know how much they're down right now in a gambling scenario.
Yep.
Okay, and we're just gonna let you guys know, just so that maybe if you're going to a casino, you can know what are the potential dangers of doing so, and we're able to. We're able to kind of provide that for you guys and kind of save. We probably saved, by the way, we probably saved a lot of people hundreds and thousands of dollars by just doing this ourselves.
City. Not to say don't come here because it's well, it is beautiful in its own way if you're up. But yeah. Okay, but so for personally me, I took out $260. God, I'm so full right now. I took out $260 from an ATM last night. Okay. Then I was up. I lost some money from there, but then I was up $270. So I forget what it was. Now, after everything said and done, even after my big win last night when I went up to almost $400, now I'm back down to about $80.
And I put a total of $28 in over 2 nights, I think. And I'm down, $28 total. And I'm a conservative gambler. I like money too much and I know that any hand that I put down, whether it's a slot machine or a table, it's just gone. I've just done it too many times.
I know, you love the fuck out of money. Sometimes
but you don't
just
know
caressing
that,
the bills.
Right.
I like money too much to lose it, and I know that I'm gonna fucking lose it if I put it down on the table. It's just statistically every time. I've never been up. I've never won money from a casino, and today and yesterday is no difference. And I should mention, it is fucking 2 a.m. right now on a Friday night.
Right.
We're in a hotel. The hotel is fucking trashed.
We've had about 2 beers each.
No. Be honest, because we've had about... we've had 2 beers. Oh, sure, you're right. We have had 2 beers. But then we had 2 tequila sodas and 2 shots of tequila. So what does that put us at? 6 drinks.
We're irresponsibly podcasting right now. A lot of people say that you should be sober when you podcast, but we think that we should be liquored the fuck up and give you guys the motherfucking truth and be more honest and talk shit about people that we wouldn't normally do in our real lives.
We're about to go in on our
we're about to say things that will blow your mind and shit that we would never say on the podcast normally when we were sober as fuck, which we are on most of them. Actually, all of them.
People are just like so glued to what we're saying right now and like pressing their headphones closer to their head to hear even more of what we're saying.
Yeah, because the audio is so low.
What are they going to make a fucking headphone that goes in closer to the fuck to your ears?
Well, they have that for people who are hard of hearing where you can connect your, they have like internal hearing aids, you know?
Yeah.
And you can connect that to Bluetooth, I think.
Oh, right.
And that's basically like music in your, right in your brain.
Ears.
Right in your brain. But back to Atlantic City. Let's walk them through the whole weekend a little bit. What we ate last night. What did we do, guys?
It wasn't just gambling.
It wasn't just gambling. We met so many people, and so many people were like coming up to us and shit, and it was just like so much of this was beautiful. So I don't want to be like just talking shit, but
we did have a lot of beautiful human interactions. I didn't see coming dancing with people. Strangers.
We got danced all up upon.
Okay, let's talk about what are because we're talking about right now a lot of the negatives of gambling in Atlantic City, but what does Atlantic City have to offer that is positive?
Here's what it is. It's a crumbling city. It's falling apart. There's more sadness on the streets than you can imagine. You don't feel safe walking around.
We literally asked a Uber driver. We said, he's from Atlantic City, born and raised here. And we said, is this the worst Atlantic City's ever been? And he said, yes. This is the worst year that he can ever remember.
So he claims.
Yeah. He said it was the worst.
I mean, this is one person, but we're in the worst version of Atlantic City ever.
But he said, it's on the way up potentially.
It's
maybe
on the come up.
Somebody who went to college is now the mayor.
There's some kind of crazy ass mayor that is changing things
around. The mayors
around.
can change the game.
The mayors can. The local politics, and that's why
And you can tell.
we need people to be voting at the local level, and that's what we care about. Yeah. A lot of people care about this national, federal type shit. We are saying we need to organize grassroots movements around local politics because that's where the real change happens, and a lot of people don't know that
Can't
shit.
Have trees without grass.
Right.
That's exactly right. You can tell that a mayor is good if you get into the town. You can count and look at the amount of sidewalks and Chipotles. Because we walked into this town right when we pulled in, and the sidewalks were smoother than anything I've ever seen.
Oh, there's certain portions that are gorgeous because you drive in, it's J. Crew, it's Nike Outlet, it's Chipotle, it's Panera, and we all think whatever. Oh, that's funny. Like only losers from the suburbs go to those places. But if those places are done right and they're designed modernly, it's so inviting and it's so incredible, and it makes for an amazing type of town. Not a night out type of town. Whatever.
I'm saying we need a Chipotle sponsorship. We've mentioned Chipotle on every single podcast, and I feel like we will in the future every single time. And I guarantee you, we have already made Chipotle as a corporation at least $56. Yeah. I swear to God, because somebody has gone out on every single episode we mentioned Chipotle in some way, shape, or form, and somebody's saying, I need myself a fucking chicken burrito bowl right now. I need myself a quesadilla, a kid's meal, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you guys were talking about the all guac burrito.
The all guac burrito. Yeah. Yo, somebody right now needs to, I don't think this has ever been done before, go to Chipotle and say, when they say, do you want rice or beans? Say, no, I want guacamole instead of rice, instead of beans, instead of chicken. And get the most guacked up burrito that you possibly can. And take a crazy photo and send it to us and we'll fucking repost it.
The guacarito.
The guacarito.
It's kind of like how, people have their own McDonald's meal. Like, what are people have, like...
Yeah. The Joy Tactics Chipotle custom meal.
Guacarito.
Oh, my God. I would die if I fucking had that.
Burrito.
Or I will say this. Don't take a picture. Get that bitch fucking guacked up and take it and fucking chuck it on something. Chuck it on the ground. I feel like that would make I say that would make a crazy splash.
Well, I'm usually so agreeable with you, but not
because it's wastefulness. You're triggering Eric's sense towards wastefulness.
I fucking hate waste. We do got to go back to the goodness about it. This is the pod. So
first of all,
let's go back to what's good about.
What's the most amazing thing about this city?
Yeah, what?
Here we are sitting upon basically something that most humans who've ever lived have never been able to be this high off the ground of their lives. So we're able to see the ocean. We are 11 floors up. And listen to that, by the way.
Some rowdy people getting home from the night.
Some people who are having an amazing time against all odds coming down the hallway. But what I'm saying is, we're able to see the ocean from the height of a bird. How special is that? We're inside.
Because you realize it's only been, I think we forget, and I don't know, people tune out when I go into this type of mode, forgive me, but...
Yeah.
It's only been 100 or so years since we've been able to build this high.
I was just about to say the same exact thing.
You know what I mean?
What's the highest building in the in the 19th century?
Pyramids.
Maybe because you could build them hella high, but
I think most people could.
Those are wide,
but there were no elevators, so you'd have to be able to walk up all.
But we are definitely in the 0.00001th percentile of humans to experience this height. To be up this high.
And by the way, we've been on airplanes too, which they couldn't ever imagine.
Right, those are even higher than all buildings.
But all right, the goodness about Atlantic City, you're high up in the.
And
hotel.
You know what? I will say this. Okay, one great thing about Atlantic City is when you're watching television, you're on social media, you are seeing the hottest fucking people on the planet. You're seeing good-looking people everywhere you look, and you're comparing yourself to them. But in Atlantic City, everyone is kind of extremely ugly in a way that not. Sorry, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean to say. Let me rewind that. They are just looking like themselves.
Oh yeah.
You mean that they look real, and then you look in the mirror and think you see your flaws. Which by the way,
I didn't know I was this good looking until I came to Atlantic City.
Today, though, to be on some real shit, I was looking in the mirror. I was looking in the mirror and I was thinking, "Good God,
What?
What, man?
I look so bad." You know what I mean?
No.
And then I go out there on the floor, and not that people are looking worse, but I'm like, oh, I'm just a person. And I might have some undiagnosed illness that I don't know about that's scaring me, and that's making me think I'm looking uglier than I should. But so do all these people. And so what's the point? I mean, and these people, some of them...
Can I say, Eric,
say
if you're listening to the podcast right now, DM Eric a compliment right now about him physically, because he is one of the hottest guys I've ever met in my life. No, I'm not even trying to gas up a friend right now at all. I'm saying this from an objective standpoint. Eric is one of the hottest motherfuckers on planet Earth. Whoa. And you know it. And you know, if you've seen him, if you've seen his look, he's got that look, that stare, that Zoolander type, like, special look where it's like your face can kind of bend in a way where it's like, oh, look at me. Ha ha ha, I'm sexy.
Well.
And Eric.
I appreciate that.
and yet, for somehow, God has made you also one of the most insecure people. Because he knew that if you weren't insecure, that your power would be so strong that you would be out here basically dominating people sexually day after day after day after day. So he's checked your ego by giving you this disease that makes you see yourself as a
You say insecure though, but I'm like so barely insecure in that type of way. Like, I am insecure, but
you can be honest around us. You're trying to try to flex for the podcast because I'm not flexing in someone's ear.
No, let me say this now. I am insecure, but barely
insecure.
Only physically.
No, physically, mentally.
Let me say this about the people on the floor of Atlantic City.
Okay.
Nate, you may call them ugly as fuck.
Right, that's your prerogative.
Well, I took that back, but
all right.
Okay.
But
and you know what prerogative means, right?
It's a Britney Spears song.
Well,
or maybe it's a city in Greece.
Pierogies? No, I'm thinking
we gotta cut this out.
Food. Anyways, let's cut this out.
It's embarrassing.
All right, let's go.
What are we talking about? Oh, the people of Atlantic City who are on the floor. For every molecule that is not put into being gorgeous and beautiful, that's another molecule that you can tell that they've dedicated to a skill. So if you see a fucking sexy motherfucker standing right next to an ugly ass bastard, you know that ugly fool can kill them, outrun them, outwork them, out-invent them, outspeak them in language-wise.
Right. I'll say this. You said outrun. I don't think there's a single person in Atlantic City who can outrun me. Straight up. I think I might be the fastest person in Atlantic City right now.
Maybe.
Currently.
You know what?
You might be like 95th percentile, but I did see some fit-looking people out there.
I feel like the air was a little more dense to walk through. Because if you looked around, I noticed we were walking slow as fuck at one point, and I was like, "What is going on?"
At Caesars, people are walking like hella
slow. They got nowhere to be. That's a confident walk.
I heard someone talking on the escalator. This is by the way, Humans of New York. Why don't you make a Humans of Atlantic City and just ask people about all their lives and stuff? But. I heard a guy talking to his girlfriend, and she looked kind of distracted and didn't really want to hear what he was saying. But did you guys hear this when we were going up the escalators?
I don't think so.
He's like, and my dad, they were like shooting at my dad, and like he said all his friends like shot back, and they like basically it sounded like he was telling a story. That's the only snippet I heard. But in my mind, it was this like 43-year-old guy telling his girlfriend about his dad's Vietnam war stories.
Oh my god!
And to me, that was a little bit funny for some reason because the girlfriend did not give a fuck. Did not give one fuck.
Why don't girlfriends give a fuck about war?
They just don't. No, that is so interesting.
Girlfriends or boyfriends.
Does it make them insecure? Does it make your partner insecure for you to talk about a war that they weren't a part of?
How can we make war fun for the GFs out there?
Or the BFs.
Or the BS, or your partner your partner that is not into war. How can we make war a little bit more fun for them and a little bit more enticing?
Well, here's the thing about war: when you've been through it, no, it's not fun. You don't want to see video games about it, whatever. But once it's been about 30 years, then that becomes fun.
Schmexy.
Because the people don't really exist in the same way in people's minds anymore. They become pawns and like almost like it's a video game. That's how war becomes fun. But you know something about
pawns, right?
What?
P-A-W-N. A
pawn. P-A-W-N.
Pawns can be more dangerous than a queen. Because a pawn has numbers. Well, a queen only has mobility, but guess what? if you can move around, it doesn't matter if you're surrounded by enemies, because you'll just keep running into walls.
Did you guys know that my grandfather fought in World War II? No, he was not a pog. He was basically forced to write a book about his World War II experience.
What the fuck?
Have I talked about this?
Forced book writing?
My aunt was like, I want you to write about your experiences in the war.
He was in World War II?
He was in World War II, and he witnessed the Iwo Jima, you know that famous flag being hoisted up in Iwo Jima? He was right in the background watching that happen.
What the hell? What was he doing there?
He drove boats. He was like driving people into shore, soldiers. And I read his account of being involved in World War II. And he was like,
oh my God,
in the Pacific Islands region for, I think, a couple of years or something. Like maybe one year or so. But he was like, every single night was awful. Every single night you thought, am I going to die? Am I going to be called into battle? Is there going to be an airstrike or something like that? Is there going to be? It was the most high anxiety state of mind to be in. And he was like, in the beginning of the book, he was like, war is fucking hell. Like, it is the worst thing that you can possibly experience as a human being. And I was like, oh my God, this is somebody I've known my whole life, and somebody that has, influenced me and is such a great person that I've known. He's dead now, by the way.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. R.I.P. John Verone. And I was like, man, like, war really is hell on fucking earth. And you see it on, and before that, I was like, before I read that account, I was like, just so far removed from war that I was like, I can make fun of it and talk about, the Iraq war and whatnot. It's fun to joke about. And then I was like, damn, like, this shit happened to my grandfather, and he was traumatized for the rest of his life about this shit. Like, this shit ain't no joke. And World War III's coming up, and a whole new generation is about to experience this type of shit in a crazy and way worse way.
Do you know what is funny to me about? Not so funny, because nothing about war is funny except for maybe
some of the names,
the names
bombs,
of the bombs and battles. But
Big boy.
If our kids go to World War III, but we're too old to fight,
mm-hmm.
we are going to be seen as the softest Gen Z and millennial, I think, unless Gen Z has to go fight.
No, the generation after Gen Z is about to be the hardest. Gen Alpha is about to be scar across the fucking slash across the face.
Yes.
Everybody kind of has like red mohawk hair, and they all have like some twisted ass facial, like they have something fucked up where they have like no arm or something like that.
But they have some crazy ass claw and
Sharp
and it like clicks. Like, it's got the fingers that click, and it can like operate hella fast trigger pulling on gun.
Oh, you're talking about the paintball strategy?
Yeah, that generation you should be afraid of.
They're gonna look at us and think that we are the doughiest, softest, round around the middle generation that's ever existed. Because we grew up on Scrubs and The Simpsons and liberal arts colleges.
We had it so good,
and we are just, we need to see some.
Well, hold on a second.
And I'm speaking from obviously a perspective of who we are, and so we haven't had it that hard, but maybe other people have. So maybe this is ignorant.
Well, what's wrong with being soft?
What's wrong?
That's true.
Because hold on a second.
That's true.
Here's when I think about something hard, what I think about something I'm gonna crack my tooth on, something I'm gonna hit my head on. When I think of something soft, I think that's something I want to
rot, pus, infection.
Keep. What? Soft? No, you're thinking about gums, maybe. Your gum disease. Well, what I'm saying is, when I think about something soft, I think about something that I want to keep around me. Look. Everything in this room that we want close to us is soft. Things that are hard, things that are hardened, they're rotten. They smell bad. They got bad attitudes. They break under pressure, by the way. Something soft, you can push into them and they shape differently. That's a good argument.
Right.
So I'm a little bit over people saying, oh, this is the softest generation. Right. But really what they're doing is they're revealing themselves to be fools.
what we're doing is comparing ourselves to, you know, I don't even know where I'm going with this, but like we're comparing ourselves to a violent thing that is war. You know what I'm saying? And it's not I mean, it is normal, but it's not at the same time.
Because it used to be normal to beat the fuck out of each other was basically money. But once money stopped being violence, now we are finally able to unlock different realms of humanity.
Can we go 1,000 years without a war? And then have a generation?
Start the clock.
And then have a generation? Can we all just be like, for the next 1,000 years, I don't think that's that hard to do. 1,000-year rule, and then have that in the, you know, the 3,000, whatever, you know,
300.
That generation will have no fucking idea even how to fight a war.
Oh, they'll be so fucking. Here's the thing, though, because we saw the news today about the
silver balloon,
but it's not. I don't know if it's a balloon.
Not a balloon.
Well, they said a silver metallic car shape, whatever, something over Alaska.
Car size.
They said car size.
Okay, car
not
size.
shape. Not like the Harry Potter, not like the Ron Weasley car from Chamber of Secrets.
Oh yeah.
Like a RAV4, 2001 RAV4.
But I'm saying there are powers that be that are circulating around.
A RAV4 made out of human alien skin that was floating in the sky. What's up, Eric? I'm so sorry to interrupt you like that. The idea of a car.
I'm not even upset about the interruption.
With organic skin. All right, go ahead.
No, I'm thinking. What's happening is I'm thinking about that car with the skin, and
well, we can move on from it.
But I'm just saying, if we forget how to fight, violence is how we evolved. If we weren't a violent species, we would have been left in the freaking ocean being amoebas.
We made it past a violent evolution.
Right.
We need to just admit right now that we wouldn't be where we are right now without a little bit of violence. And that's just a hard fact. It's a hard fact, weirdly, and it's fucked up, and it's complex. We are violent creatures, and it sucks.
We're violent creatures. It's kind of like this. You guys know about Pokemon?
Oh,
so
right,
from levels 1 through 24 of humanity, essentially, humans, their main attack thing was violence, right? That was they had 5 violences. Yeah, but now guess what? I have a theory that humans are now from Charmander to Charmeleon, where violence is no longer our strongest move.
No,
it's not. Because if somebody's violent, what do we do with them? We either put them on TV or we put them in a prison. So now, or both.
Wow,
it's archaic.
It's archaic. What we're doing is phase 2, and what's phase 3?
Being hella spiritual.
Phase 3 is sort of like just deconstruction of everything.
Phase 3 is when we realize we're not people. We're not even people.
You know what's interesting to me though, right? Is that we have evolved as a society, but our brains haven't evolved.
No.
So if you took
size-wise. Is that what you mean?
No, I mean nature-wise. So if you took a pair of beautiful twins, amazing twins, some of the best twins you've ever seen, and you separate them at birth, and one gets thrown into the fucking wilderness, Hunger Games style, whatever, they have to fight to survive, and the other one is thrown into whatever, Occidental College to play indie rock. Whatever. The one that is thrown into the woods is going to be a crazy ass, dirt under their fingernails, fighting with rocks, beating the fuck out of it. You know what I mean? And the indie rocker is going to be an indie rocker. You see what I say?
Who do you think is better at sex?
Wait,
which twin is better at sex? The wilderness type or the indie rocker?
Well, it depends on their partner and what the needs of their partner are.
Oh, really?
If the first partner or the first twin's partner is like also a crazy type of individual, then yeah, probably.
But who's putting it down harder when it comes down to it?
Well, it's not going to be the
forest
type.
I don't
like to go into
the forester is going to.
A gentleman never goes into other people's sex lives.
Touche. Okay, fair enough.
Right.
Exquisite.
But we're also hella sex positive at the same time.
But back to Atlantic City.
Okay, back to Atlantic.
Everybody in here fucking had to fight to the death to get $1 million. If they said you got to kill 5 people to get $1 million, there would be hundreds of bodies downstairs. That's all easily.
People
and by the way, no jail time.
We are the only people in this city right now without guns on us.
Oh, 100%. We need to get weapons. No? Should we get a Joy Tactics weapon?
One Joy Tactics gun.
We need if you're listening to this and this is like a, you're listening to this for free on Spotify or whatnot. We have a Patreon, and you know the lowest buy-in is $5. And if we could just get a couple people listening right now to just put in, and you'll forget about it. You know what I'm saying? You'll forget that you even put it in to that is drained out of your bank account every month. And we are gonna buy a crazy ass weapon with that money and split it between the three of us. And if you're part of the Patreon account, we should put this in the description, by the way, that when the shit goes down, like we will protect you, and you can kind of come to our off-grid kind of land space that we've created and that we've harnessed, and that we know how to farm, and we know how to do a lot of shit that a lot of the idiots that I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say idiots, but just a lot of the people that listen to this podcast. And I didn't mean to say that at all. Sorry. I didn't mean to say. I'm just a little Atlantic City'd up in the brain a little bit right now. But what I'm saying is that I think that we will be able to protect you in a way that other people that won't. Right?
Yeah,
we kind of know. We kind of know the strategies, and a lot of people have their apocalyptic strategy to survive or whatever. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. We have researched this. We're obsessed with it. We're paranoid about it, and we know the exact type of things that you need to do and the exact type of things that you need to put in place to survive in an apocalyptic setting.
Well, how much is a bullet? $5. So every time that you are donating to a Patreon, that's another bullet that's going towards us all getting each other's backs when the zombies pop
and
out
creating a new democratic society that
more importantly about politics.
We're gonna create. We ultimately, when it comes down to it, we want to create a new system, and we want to create a new society where the rules work for all of us, and not just a couple of the top few 1%ers.
But the top 50%.
We want to totally wreck the system, burn it down, and create something new. Because guess what? The shit that we've been doing right now, it's not working, and it hasn't for a long time.
Do you know that a fish stinks from the head? A fish?
What?
What do you mean by that, man?
Laugh it up. What
do you mean by that?
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. Try and think about it. What before I tell you.
I don't even know what you're saying, man.
A fish stinks from the head.
Because all the smell comes from the gills.
Well, I don't care why. It's not important.
A fish stank from the head?
A fish stinks from the head. What's that say? It means it always comes from the top. The people in charge ruin the whole fish.
Got you.
Fish stinks from the head.
Okay.
So that's why all I'm doing is agreeing.
Got it.
I have a message for all the leaders, all the rich people.
Please.
Because brush your teeth, fucking be nice to service workers, fucking tip more than fucking 15%.
What?
No, I'm saying that sarcastically, like I don't think that, but really listen to those words. But I'm saying, if you're rich, listen to what I just said and take it for real. But you've gone unchecked for years, and you think the 99% protest in 2011, you thought that was a blip on the radar. Well, guess what? There is emotion in the ocean right now that is violent, and we got ears to the ground.
You better be afraid.
I have birdies talking to me from every industry saying something's coming, and guess what?
You thought this shit was over, didn't you?
I'm looking at you. If you are in the
look directly at the camera,
top head in the industry, just give back to the workers now.
Sometimes I feel sometimes I feel like with the camera going right now and the way we're talking, I feel a little bit like the Columbine tapes.
Yeah, this is kind of like psycho, like scary. Framing, and
this is very scary. The way
I feel a little bit like we're in this powwow and we have our ideas about like how like everyone's fucking. I also
love how we're talking about the podcast like blowing the fuck up and like, oh my god, we're gonna travel to Aruba.
No, you bring this up. We should talk about the future of the podcast because we are in person for the first time in a long time. This is one of the first in-person episodes where we are together, not on Zoom. Right. We're in the same room. You're probably feeling like the chemistry is melding in a way that it never has before in your entire life. But we'll continue to be that way on Zoom. We'll take this kind of in-person energy and take it to the Zoom as well, so it won't regress. It will only progress. Yeah. But anyways, we have been talking about the kind of future of this podcast and what we want to do that's a little bit different than a lot of people that have been doing this shit. and we want to be traveling to different countries.
Yeah.
Right?
We
Imagine.
And what are some of the places, what are everyone's kind of top zones where we need to go to and get to the bottom and experience this culture in a way that nobody else has on the planet?
Some people have already been coming up to me saying, like, I'd love to see you guys go to the Bahamas. I'd love to see you guys go to Cancun. I'd love to see you guys go to New Orleans during Mardi Gras. I'd love to see you guys go to
Tashkent, Kyrgyzstan.
Also, if anyone is listening right now and lives in some kind of foreign country that's not America, and you want to like put us up, and you have access to, you know, some sort of village or I don't know, like just kind of crazy, just anything that's like special, and you're like, you got to come here. Like you don't understand. This is going on. This festival is going on in my town during this time in the summer, and not many people know about it. And you got Joy Tax to come and do it. Just let us know. We are so responsive to,
because we want to like get celebrities on here, and we want to do a couple things that are in our own industry, but mainly we want to go out and like meet real ass people. And we want to go see people and talk to people that are not.
This industry is so fake. Let's just
say
it.
It's so fake to say.
Right. It kind of is.
It's just so fake, and like what we're interested in is not fake.
And it's weird being like, so real, being in an industry that's so fake. And it feels. I feel like
New York and LA. I feel like sometimes I'm like, hey, it's fun. I like taking the train, and I like all different types of food. I appreciate that because it's worldly, and I'm of the world. But sometimes I'm like, man, I would fucking kill to just be fucking neck deep in cow shit on a farm right now. Like, not like Dirty Jobs because he's like a weirdo, but like in a real way. Like,
I know, yeah.
Like,
I know exactly what you mean.
What are we talking about?
We'll find them. We'll find those people. And if, by the way, if the listeners don't know anybody, don't worry, because we will put out fillers on Craigslist and all the other type of websites that people go to start meeting these people.
And are we financially in the red on this podcast so far?
Yeah, I think so. Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Really far in the red.
Very much in the red.
Count all the gambling.
We are
losses.
losing money.
Rapidly
losing money.
If you don't count the gambling, we're still in the red. But if you do count it, it's not looking too good.
Because what did I buy? A Blue Yeti mic. Turns out that mic doesn't even fucking... that's a bad mic. And
if you are ever listening to this podcast and you're like, man, the audio sounds trash, the fucking social media marketing is fucking whack, like, we don't know what the fuck we are fucking doing.
I would say
we don't know what we're doing at all in the slightest,
hard.
dude.
Right. This has been harder than I ever could have imagined in every single component. Talking at all is really fucking hard.
I know.
Literally.
Talking is so difficult. I had no idea.
Having to have then the audio is way fucking harder than I thought.
The audio is so busted every single time.
The audio has been so busted the fuck up. And I want to thank everybody for listening right now, for rocking with us. Through the busted audio, through the waves of this. But I think also at the same time, people are listening to all this polished shit. And you know why people like polished?
People are listening to polished shit.
You know why there is a resurgence of people that want to shoot stuff on film,
right?
And use that Kodak fucking 250D, like that grain on it.
Whoa,
and
and there's grain on this podcast,
and there's a little bit of grain, there's a little bit of noise because you want to see the imperfections and the eye that when you're seeing something. There are imperfections in what you see, and you don't want to see something in 8K, digital, crazy 3D. It's just too perfect. It looks weird.
We do it dirty style.
We do this shit dirty style.
We do this.
You
shit
like this podcast
dirtier.
a little bit dirty, don't you? And you don't want it to get a little bit clean.
All right.
And you like the way. You want us to get a little dirtier with it.
And you like how we kind of dip into different voices, and you're never quite sure what we mean. That's intended,
right?
We don't even always know.
We don't know who we are at any given
and I don't
moment.
want to know. I'm not interested because guess what? Humans are not anything. People want to put a label on this, a label on that. Labels are for products and items in the grocery store.
Correct.
Human beings are constantly changing, and the second you label one, they just changed into something else right before your eyes.
And you know what? I want to see more labels on everything.
What do
I
you
want to see
mean?
what you got.
What
We're
do you
just
mean?
we're in the generation of labeling more stuff, labeling like different types of diseases are coming up, and
Right.
you know what I'm saying.
Man,
I want to see
yeah.
let's go hard. Let's get
Yeah.
all the labels out in the next couple of years. Bam, 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 bam.
And
Like,
that's it. And then we're done.
and then
There's nothing
let's
new.
cap it, and then we'll say no more labels.
No more anything.
But for
If a
the
new-
next
yeah.
4 or 5 years, I want to see motherfuckers just coming up with labels that like don't even need to be existing. You know,
Like,
like
I'm trying to think of a label. So you're saying these 3 fingers? No one's ever labeled these 3.
Yeah.
I'll call them the W.
the W, the pointer, the middle
All
finger,
right.
and the ring finger are the
right.
W.
And this is already done. That's the rocker.
Right,
Yeah, that's
right.
what
And we
I-
got the
this is
shocker, of
technically the
course.
water, yeah.
Alright.
And then what's the
All
Dan
right.
Cook one? Well, that's all right.
Dan Cook.
Dane Cook, how dare you bring up Dane Cook?
Let's move on. His new special's great. His new special's great. I love
Is
that.
it? Is it a
Yeah, it's in his backyard.
Oh, yeah, the backyard.
Yeah,
Fucking.
it's interesting. But I'll tell you
How
what.
lazy.
I know. It's like, go to the comedy store.
Go
at
do
least.
Madison Square Garden. Like,
Madison Square Garden.
You know?
Well, here's the thing.
I'm so full.
You'll be alright. Thanks for rocking with us. How long? Have
Well,
we...
no. We're.
Wait. Oh, this is what I wanted to say regarding labels. I'm interested in 4 years when this theoretical point hits.
Yeah.
What's the first disease that's going to come out that we're not going to have, that we're not labeling it?
Oh,
Like, so you'll have
we're
to
good.
describe it. Oh, that's
Untitled.
The one. That's
That's the one where.
that's the one where your throat hurts, but then you get all.
you get all type of cuts randomly over your
Yeah.
body. That would suck. If you start looking at your arm, it starts cutting open.
I kind of want
Like
that.
an invisible knife's cutting you.
A little bit. I want
No,
that, in
thanks.
terms of it's different.
Why do I think of this stuff, man? Why am I able to think of stuff that is so
Why is your
dark?
brain
Do you ever
the
think that
twisted
there is
mind
a
of Aaron
fucking
Rail?
demon swirling around your head like a fucking chicken noodle soup piece of chicken?
If it is a demon, like, God, get out now. Or actually, I don't know.
You
Because
do
I
want
kind of
that
almost
out.
like being dark.
Right. It's like
I kind of like
That's
the
so
demons.
able-
I like the
that's so
darkness.
able to access memories and futuristic instances that are gonna like shock people listening, but they're not real. Don't worry, they're not real yet. But one day, Eric might get bored, and he might see something sharp, and you might be just a little bit close by. and
Uh-oh.
Let's just say he might put a butterfly knife up your fucking
My
legs,
God.
make you look like a fucking Vienna beef sausage on the side of the street.
Do you know the first time I ever saw a butterfly knife? This sounds like a fake story, but I was very sheltered, went to a Christian school, K through 8, very evangelical.
Kindergarten.
Super censored, like you couldn't read Harry Potter at school, none of this. And then I went to public school for high school. And and I tested into some not better AP classes, whatever, for other subjects, but I was in also remedial math. And
What is remedial?
I don't know if it was remedial, it was like bottom level math. Like really
Oh,
There's
okay.
one below that one because I did that
got
too,
you.
but there's one below.
I was so fucking bad at math. But that was maybe my second class at public high school, which was terrifying because I'd gone from the school of about 200 people to a school of 4,500. And it was a busting. And honestly, this is a true story. On the first day or second day of school, I was wearing cargo shorts and someone wiped their cum on my shorts.
Oh my
Hold on a second.
fucking God.
Where's the butterfly knife?
Back to the
Wait,
butterfly
what
knife.
is that?
I'm in my math class, and the way that I remember it is like it's like all the kind of bad kids. Some of them are kind of bad kids, and there's a girl that's drinking vodka out of a bicycle, like a bike squeeze water bottle. That you
Water
go,
bottle.
and she's drinking it out of there, and I'm going, what the fuck? And there's this other guy that I remember he had some scars on his hands, and I'm seeing her drink vodka out of a water bottle, and then he literally says, "You want to see something?" And he pulls out a butterfly, one of those kind of what do you call it, where it's like all different type of colors.
Rainbow.
Yeah, rainbow.
Oily, metally.
Oily metal.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oil metal.
Oil metal.
Oh, I get. Yeah.
Yeah, butterfly knife, and he's showing me it. And at the
Wait,
same
where's
time, I
the
can't
cum?
do math.
Like,
Yeah, that's
fucking-
crazy, man.
Oh.
So
Go
someone-
back to that.
Yeah,
like,
right.
So someone nutted on your leg.
So that same guy with the butterfly knife, he showed you a
I
knife
don't-
and then he nutted on his
No,
hand
I don't
and
know
wiped
who
it
did
on your
this.
ass?
And I don't know if anybody legit did this, but I remember I'm sitting down in history class. It's like my first week of school,
God,
I'm like,
boys are so
I feel
naughty
something
and
wet.
bad.
I feel something wet on my shorts, and it just looks like cum.
It looks like nut.
I can't
So this
believe
is not
this.
verified
It's not-
nut, but
It's not verified, but I remember going like, "What the fuck?"
at what point did you go? This is
I can't
nut?
believe that
And
shit.
did you tell anybody?
No,
Did you
there's
tell
no
the
one to
teacher?
tell because
Don't be shy.
I didn't suspect anybody. I didn't feel anybody wipe it up upon me.
At
It
what
just
point
mysteriously the mystery nut.
were you,
wa-
were you
yeah.
like up at night that night being like, what was that liquid? Wait a minute, it wasn't.
I
Like
just have
boogers.
always blindly believed that it was.
Was it that night that you? were
I,
like, "That's
I believe you. I think it was
know. I'm
like
sitting in
It
class and I'm
probably
looking
was.
at white gooey stickily.
no.
shit.
There, I feel like there was always like lure of like
Nut
some
bandits.
kid in like a class or detention was like, yo, he jacked off in class and like nutted up in his shorts or something like that. Like there was always like
Yeah.
somebody.
the nut.
There was
bag.
somebody like that had done that was like in my grade.
The
you
Nutter
know,
Butter.
the Nutter Butter.
The nut. drive by nuts. Drive by
Not
by
me,
nutting.
dude.
The nut
Again,
way.
boys are so disgusting.
So nasty.
If I have a kid, I'm gonna make them wear a fucking bow tie to class every day.
But
They're gonna be clean as hell.
But you know why they're so disgusting and nasty is because we like
Repressed.
We repress the sexuality
Right.
of the parents do, and I feel like I was very much
my
so
God, same.
being religious,
My parents
being
were.
sexually repressed, whatever. But you think sex is something, and your body in your physical body is something you should be ashamed of. Your penis, your balls, whatever.
Yeah.
You should be like, oh,
Yeah,
I
and you
should.
see I'm laughing at that right now, which is not even funny.
But I think that there should be a different type of relationship that parents have and whatever. When you're growing up, you should be like, you know, you have these parts of your body and this is what they do and be open about it. And I think there would be just way less repression and way less nut slapped on
by
you.
nutting.
Nut white buys.
Drive by nutting.
You know what? You
Drive
know
by
how
nut weapons.
I don't want to put my dad on blast in case he ever would listen to this, but
He said he has.
oh, he said he had. I mean, he has. I don't know if he'd listen to this deep.
Oh,
into
okay,
it.
all right. Yeah.
But the way that I remember him telling me what sex was, we were on our way to go snowboarding, and that we were in a traffic.
I feel like I could have guessed this if you had asked me, like, how did you learn
we were
about
in a
sex?
traffic jam, and I feel like my mom had been like, "You got to tell Eric this sex talk,"
In the traffic
and so and it wasn't even a complete like telling. It just was like our dog's name was Mickey at the time, Wheaton Terrier, and he would get the dog boners, and my dad was like, you know, when Mickey's like thing gets all red.
Oh my god!
And he didn't
Dog
really
style?
fully, as I remember it. Maybe I just was too embarrassed and I shut it all out. But as I remember it, he didn't really expand too much upon that statement.
He just told you. He just explained dog boners.
That's essentially,
All right.
from what I remember.
Well,
That's
cool.
not. That's like
something.
that's a good intro.
That's more
you
than-
know,
but no,
but
to,
then
to a larger
there's
conversation.
nothing.
It's more than most.
I guess it's like, okay, this is Mickey is a dog. He's nature, and we're natural too.
Kind of threw Mickey under the bus.
Dog
He didn't
boners
throw
are
poor
crazy.
Mickey under the
I
bus.
saw a dog commit suicide. Have I said?
Are
that
you
on this already?
serious?
No.
No.
I don't know if we
All
have
right.
gone and wait, please. All right.
We are weaving in and out of sexuality, death, the topics that
They're so tied.
I feel like
together.
people are saying like, what's the meaning of life? And these are the number one things that bubble up to the surface is sex, death,
finances, family,
Family,
dinners,
power.
health.
Well, how did you see this dog die?
Chicago, third story window across the street.
Oh, I don't want to hear this.
Should we just cut it right? Cut this story.
No, nobody
Send
wants
this
to.
stuff.
We don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear this dog.
I'm not gonna say it. I'll just say this. You think, but I do think it's important to say this.
Okay.
You think that humans are the only living beings that experience depression, horror,
No.
beyond what they think mortality can consume, whatever, do to them.
Oh, fuck.
All living organisms have a threshold that they are willing to take.
That's so.
And if trees had guns, let's just say the rainforest wouldn't be so big because they would probably do it to themselves too. And I'm not saying that's what the dog did, but
Right.
It's just something
if
to
trees
consider.
had guns,
Right.
I would be fucking dead right now.
Oh, if trees had
I'll
guns.
tell you,
Because when I was a kid,
I have
when
been
I was a
fucking
kid,
with
disrespect
trees my
some
whole
shit.
life, man.
I literally did fuck with trees when I was a kid.
I
'cause
would-
I would take
Slash them
a hatchet and just go after watching Lord of the Rings, let go kind of Gimli style on it.
We did that to my
You
friend's
know what I
house
mean?
one time.
Yes.
No.
Yes, my friend's house. We would slash that shit up with knives because his parents were getting a divorce and they were moving out.
My
We
God.
slashed the house
my-
up.
Wow.
Not good.
It's crazy because we grew up in Washington State,
Washington,
Virginia,
D.C.,
Ohio, or Washington D.C.
Washington Heights.
Ohio.
Virginia.
And yeah, our experiences are all so similar.
Right.
The
I wonder if
human
we had our
experience.
counterparts
We
from
all-
Argentina and the
yeah.
Philippines and Russia. They probably would have had some similar stuff as well.
Well, we should go on Omegle sometime and talk to people from
Oh
different
yeah.
sides of the different sides of the
Omegle
world.
is still popping the fuck off.
God bless them.
I go on that site maybe once every 8 months or so, and every time I get on, it is bustling with all different types of people, all different cultures from around the world. And yes, there are people that are, jacking off. Most of the people are, have their
And this
dick
goes
out.
back to the sex thing where it's like, why do you feel the need to do that to Nate on a webcam? Because maybe all you heard was about your dog's boner on the way to snowboarding, and you would appreciate it a little more.
If they had like maybe a better understanding of, I don't know, like sexuality, they might not be wanting to do this. You know what I'm saying? But it's just weird to be on Omegle and jacking off and subjecting strangers to
It's
that.
unfortunate because
it's
there's
just
a lot of opportunities that are missed. It's like, you don't want to be missing opportunity. Imagine jerking off when someone walks by and offers to give you a free flight and some food.
that's just
You're
wrong.
missing out on opportunities by indulging like this.
It's straight up fucked up, and there's so many fucked up people in the world, and
they have the potential to change.
they have.
Thank God we are not fucked up.
Thank God we are angels and saints, and there's just. I mean, I thank God every single day that I'm not one of these fucking twisted ass, fucking just.
I thank God in my
bad
text
villain
messages.
ass people.
I'll
Good
DM
God.
I'll DM at God just in case he does have a social media. Eric, did you just Google Sydney, Australia gym to try and do a little something with them?
I was thinking to cap it off because we've been doing these thank calls.
I was
there's
wondering what you were
place,
doing on the
no
phone.
place open right now in the States, really, maybe except for late night places. But Sydney, Australia is wide awake on the other side of the world. And so should I call a place called Cafe Sydney and say thank you God for what you've given us?
So we've been doing a thing, like you said, where we do the opposite of a prank call where people are mean and they're taking advantage of people. And we just call people and we say, thanks for what you do. And we just want to spread some. It's kind of the opposite of that. And
It's a thank call.
And I would say definitely call them right the fuck now. And
All right,
Let's give them a little love.
let's give them the kind of joy tactics Riz that we're actually known for.
let's do it.
We are 3 gymnasts.
Thank you for calling Cafe Sydney. To make or amend a reservation, press 1.
All right, we'll try a different
Try
place.
something else.
All right, so that didn't
These are all fancy ass restaurants.
that didn't
Are
work
you gonna talk
out.
Australian?
But do you have a good Australian accent?
I do kind of.
Oh.
That was pretty.
Yeah.
Well,
Hello.
Night house.
maybe down right there we can go down to the barbecue and have a little bit of shrimp there, matey.
That sounds bang
Oh
on.
my! Wait,
Maybe
these
at
are
my-
gourmet restaurants though. Should I call a gourmet restaurant? Yeah.
You know what's a trippy ass concept?
What?
Singing the American national anthem with an Australian accent.
I'll say, can you see?
Thank you for calling Benelong. If your call relates
No,
Yo,
Good
these
God.
gourmet, they aren't gourmet in the customer service.
I'm calling all
How
these
about-
MF
How about a
places.
rock climbing gym?
We better get a fucking somebody on the fucking line right now.
Thank you for calling now.
No, this is not right.
This is a problem.
I'm
with-
calling girl.
You're not on the Australian Google Maps, is what you're. Oh, this one's hitting 100%.
Eric forgot the name.
Are you getting charged for this extra?
Bible. Hello?
Hi, is this Sydney?
Yes, it is.
Hi, I was in your restaurant last week, and I just wanted to call and say I was there with my family. We were visiting. And I just wanted to call and say we had the most lovely time. We're back in the States now, and we just had an amazing time, and we're telling all our relatives it was one of our favorite places to visit. The oysters were amazing, the duck breast. We just loved it. So we wanted to pass that on to the chef and to all the servers, everybody. You guys are amazing.
Do you know what? That is the nicest phone call I've had in a very long time. And thank you. So thrilled you enjoyed it.
Of course.
What night were you in here?
Oh, gosh. It was, let's see. We were there, I guess, 10 days ago now. But it was 10
days ago? Oh,
yeah.
Right. And so good. Did you have a great trip?
Oh, it was, oh my God. We've wanted to go to Australia for years. And it was heaven, and your place was a cherry on top. So thanks again for everything. It was a blast.
Thank you so much for calling us. That's a really, really lovely thing to do, and it means a lot. So glad you had a great time, and you got to travel.
Oh my God, yeah, finally.
Australia, I hope.
Yes, we'll be back.
Finally. Oh, thank you so much for your call. So what's your name?
Oh, my name is Eric.
Eric. Oh,
yes.
Thanks so much, Eric. Really appreciate that. I'm going to pass it on to the team.
All right, please do, and have a great day.
We'll see you again one day.
All righty, we'll do.
Yeah, you too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. And
Wow.
that's just like, I don't volunteer that much anymore, but that is what I like to do.
That feels so good.
I can't believe
You know
how
what's crazy?
good
Because
that
Oh
when
my
someone's
God,
doing a
I'm
prank call
telling
and
you.
you're in the room with a prank call, a lot of times you'll get this feeling like,
I don't want to be here.
But when that was going on, I was like, it just feels so good to be around you.
Yeah.
That's the nature of the thank call, and hopefully that
And by
translates
the way,
through the mic as well.
We'll beep out the names of these places because we don't want to even bring any ire or any bad attention to them. We just want to fully make people feel good, okay?
In their hearts.
In their hearts. And we just kind of fucking did it.
So,
but anyways, we've had an amazing ass time in Atlantic City.
Wait, should we say that some joy that we've experienced?
Oh, of course.
I think that we should dip into that and kind of say what was over the course of this trip. What has brought you guys a lot of joy that you've experienced? And I'll say right off the bat, I didn't know Eric has brought up, or y'all brought up this thank call thing. And I didn't know how, like, it kind of started out as like a funny thing, like, oh, haha, let's fucking thank people. And it actually feels so good to hear somebody have a positive, like, just these people getting dished on every night by their coworkers, by their family members, by their children, are like, fuck you. They're so fucking, everybody is so in the weeds right now. And people need to hear some positivity and some amazingness, and we're bringing that into the world with this.
We kind of,
and I couldn't believe that I'm feeling amazing coming off of that.
I mean, I said because we did it on the one we recorded this afternoon. You were going, and I legit got a little bit emotional hearing someone be like, because they're so relieved to have someone not yelling at them. Do something. They're just
they pick up the phone.
If you've ever worked at a restaurant, you know when that phone rings. First of all, someone's yelling at you to pick it up, and
and we have all worked in a restaurant, right?
Oh yeah.
And so when you pick up that phone, you know it's going to be so, oh, you didn't validate my parking, you rat. You rat. I should come back in there and break the glass on you.
I have been fired by a customer. A customer has came in and fired me. I swear to God, from a restaurant.
What does that mean?
I have been fired by a customer. Like, I know that customers and people, when they call into the business, you are to be scared and afraid because they're not going to say something good.
Fucked up things I've ever heard. I'm so sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. It's in the past now. You know.
We'll hear that whole story on a bonus ep, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
But what brought me joy today? And let's just say in the past 2 hours, what brought me joy?
Yeah.
You know what it was? A tuna salad sandwich on a croissant. And actually, I'm feeling it in my belly. It makes me feel sick right now. It makes me wish I didn't have it. But a couple of those bites were so good. And that made me think, this tuna's so wet. How does the croissant stay so dry? I don't know, and I'm sure it's some type of chemical that's not good for me in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
But that brought me joy, so I'll just leave it there. And
it's wild what mayonnaise can do.
Oh
to
man,
it, you know,
mayonnaise can be like butter sometimes.
All right, I can't even. It does make me feel sick thinking about it.
All right, we'll move. All right.
You ever had Kewpie mayo?
I just got some.
What is that?
It's like
Japanese mayo.
It's Japanese mayo that is
like
it really is delicious as hell. I thought it was overhyped up, but
no, it's real.
Go to a hipster ass grocery store and they got it.
Cool.
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods has it.
Yeah,
and it's a cute looking logo too. You'll like to have it in your fridge. Mayo. Anyways, Jack, what brought you joy?
What brought me joy is reggaeton.
Reggaeton.
It's a style of music that I enjoy fiercely. And tonight we went to a Mexican restaurant bar.
Los Compadres,
and they had the loudest music I've ever heard in my fucking life. Tonight. And it kind of forced us to not be able to talk and to fully consume this music as if you could tell that's what everyone was doing. Everyone was there to dance and listen and sing to this music. It's not background music, it's not ambiance.
Right.
It was really enjoying a genre of music that has been
it wasn't about the food, it wasn't about the alcohol, it wasn't about the dancing, it was strictly about listening to the music.
Enjoy it how you will
at this spot.
God.
Yep.
That was wild. Well, thank you so much for listening.
Well, that concludes another incredible fucking episode of Joy Tactics. Head over to patreon.com/joytactics to unlock exclusive weekly bonus episodes. And make sure to follow us on social media where we post fire TikToks and hilarious shit like that. Thanks for listening, and remember, we are shaped by our thoughts, we become what we think. When the mind is pure, joy follows like a shadow that never leaves.